South Carolina State Representative Chris Murphy is concerned about issues such as infrastructure and ethics. I sit down one-on-one with him to talk about those issues and his own re-election bid for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Representative Murphy, it's so good to meet you.
Well, thank you, Quintin. Nice to meet you too. I appreciate you reaching out to me.
Oh, likewise, anytime. I gotta take it back to the SomervilleJournalScene.com. The headline reads this: Hartjet seeks rematch against Murphy for State House seat, and I probably butchered his name. Where is your energy for this re-election?
Quintin, I have, ever since I moved back to Somerville after graduating law school, I've devoted my life, basically my adult work career to public service, whether that's in the solicitor's office, Dorchester County Council, or now at the State House. I just love what I'm doing.
That is so good to hear. And let me take you back to May 30th. You posted this on your Facebook page, quote, "Thank you to the Somerville Republican Women's Club for hosting a terrific candidate forum last night. It is a privilege to represent the residents of District 98, a responsibility that I hold in the highest regard. As I stated, please take a moment and review my voting record yourself at scstatehouse.com. I have and will continue to represent you with honor and integrity. I appreciate your continued support and ask for your vote on June 12th. Take me back down memory lane to that particular day. What was it like for you to speak to the Somerville Republican Women's Club in your mind?
I love the ladies at the Women's Club. I've been involved with them for, over 10 years, almost 20 years since
Wow.
I've been involved in politics. They did a wonderful job of opening up a forum for all of the candidates that have a contested primary.
Right.
It's actually the only forum where all the candidates were able to speak to a group, and we had a wonderful turnout.
Yeah.
And it was just a great opportunity to reconnect with a lot of people and a lot of supporters.
Let me turn to roads. You said this on your Facebook page, quote, "Our roads are bad. Learn what Representative Chris Murphy has been doing to help fix them." Last year as your representative, Chris successfully put additional funding into our road system, ensuring that money is dedicated to actually fixing our roads, not government bureaucracy in Columbia. He also ensured Dorchester County received $30 million for major road projects, including the Delmar Highway widening. While chairman of the Dorchester County Council, he was one of the leaders of the effort to fund better roads in Dorchester County, Dorchester Road, Bacon's Bridge, and the creation of both Patriots Parkway and Wallace Ackerman Drive. We have to push the pedal for additional money for Dorchester County. What more money do you need for Dorchester County?
Well, let me just go back a little bit, just kind of, when I was on county council, and I was chairman of county council, we created what is called the Dorchester County Transportation Authority.
Right.
That was the first in its kind in the state, and basically what that did, Quintin, is we were able to pass a 1-cent sales tax in Dorchester County, creating our local match, our local money.
Right.
We were able to take that $125 million, and we've parlayed that into about $600 million worth of road projects in Dorchester County. And that was the first of its kind in the state. And actually, after that, our model became the example by which other counties, Berkeley, Charleston, Beaufort, York County, Richland County, followed themselves. So we were the first, so I'm proud of that. What the referencing is that I reference as far as the state is, after 4 years we were able to pass an increase in the gas tax.
Right.
Last year was the first 2 cents. Come July 1 we're going to have another 2 cents, and then eventually it'll be fully implemented after 6 years for a total of 12 cents. As far as Dorchester County is concerned, what Dorchester County needs is we need the completion of the Berlin G. Myers Parkway. That is the crux of our initial transportation plan. We need to extend out the Glen McConnell Road Highway from where it ends now in Charleston County, and we need to bring that all the way up through Dorchester County.
Okay.
We need to create another artery, major artery, traffic artery for the residents of Dorchester County, and to be able to travel down to Charleston for their employment.
Sure.
We can't expand I-26 anymore. We are blessed with living in one of the most beautiful places in the world. But the fact of the matter is our geography kind of hamstrings us as far as what we're able to do. We're surrounded by about 4 rivers. We have a major airport and air base right in the middle of the peninsula.
Right.
So we have to find another way to get people down to Charleston, and in the event of a hurricane or another natural disaster, we got to get them out of Charleston. So if I'm fortunate enough to earn the support of the voters for District 98, one of the things I'm going to be pushing, Quintin, is the extension, identifying monies to extend the Glenn McConnell Parkway to Highway 17A, and eventually all the way out to I-26 around the Ridgeville exit, which would be about 187 on
Right.
I-26.
That's right.
Those 2 projects need to be done.
What is the state of infrastructure in your mind right now?
As far as roadways, we are 30 years behind where we need to be.
Okay.
And that is a result of the lack of funding that we have had. We are light years behind our neighbors to the north, North Carolina, our neighbors to the south, Georgia and Florida.
Right.
And we have to ramp up and get our roads back to where the people of this state deserve them, for safety, for economic development, and quality of life. No one likes sitting in traffic, and one life lost because of a road condition that we can correct is one life too many.
You talk about the quality of life. What is that in the future for you, in your mind?
As far as me personally, or as far as my vision for the state, or?
Yeah, and I said it wrong, sorry. What is the future of Dorchester County in your mind?
I think Dorchester County is doing a wonderful job of managing the growth that we've been fortunate to sustain over a number of years, balancing that with quality of life. We have back in 2016, the voters in our county, by 61 to 39, an overwhelming majority, decided that parks, library were important. Library system were important to them.
Okay.
So we have, on the local level, they have taken the steps to ensure that we set aside green space, quality of life, that where people can live, work, and play in Dorchester County. On the state level, what our job is, quite honestly, is to stay out of the way of the locals. The locals are making good decisions. They're good stewards of the taxpayer money. So my job as the state representative is to get the state out of the way. What we've done on the state level is we've set aside monies through the Conservation Bank that have allowed us to protect 19,000 acres of wetlands and space that will not be developed in Dorchester County. We've set aside, we give back money through PARD grants that allows us to sustain parks and recreation opportunities for the people that live in Dorchester County. So those are the things. When I look at quality of life, I like to balance what we can as far as economic development, where we can continue to thrive, create an economic environment that is conducive to people attracting and retaining jobs, but don't sacrifice what we all love about the low country: our rivers, our lakes, our beaches, our fine restaurants in Charleston. The things that we really love about Charleston, we need to protect.
You talk about the state level, and you talk about being a state representative. When you go back and look at the State House's legislative session from January to May, what still sticks in your mind?
A lot of unfinished business at this point, Quintin. I just had the opportunity to speak to our local chamber this morning. I gave them a legislative update, and the first thing I said is, I'm giving you a legislative update, and we're not done from a legislative standpoint. We've got to go back, we've got to finalize the budget.
Right.
We've got to go back and we've got to fix the VC summer, the nuclear fiasco. Those are two main points that we need to do as far as the legislative session. As far as what we've done on the, as far as what we accomplished a lot. Mainly, people forget about what we did with opioid addiction. I mean, we passed the House and Senate, the governor just signed, 9 comprehensive bills to deal with this epidemic. That people are, the addiction to pain pills and pain medication is hurting people's families. It's tearing families apart. It's hurting economic development and recruitment of employers or employees by employers. So we've tackled that issue. One thing that we've done from a policy standpoint that I think is probably overlooked but is very important is that we are allowing the voters come November to decide whether or not they want to move the secretary or the superintendent of state education from an elected position to an appointed position and a member of the governor's cabinet. So the people are going to be able to decide whether they want to take the state superintendent from elected to allowing the governor the ability to appoint his or her Secretary of Education. That, to me, is a game changer, because when you vote for governor, you're voting for that person, that man or that woman that you think is the best person to lead South Carolina. So you bought into their vision for how they're going to make our state better. Public safety, public education. Those are the two, in my mind, the two most important issues that state government needs to address. And by moving the education secretary to an appointed position, you are saying, Governor, we buy into how you want to move our state forward as far as education, and we trust you to make the right decision and bring somebody on your team as far as the state superintendent of education. And if the governor makes that wrong decision, we got an opportunity in 4 years to get a new governor. So I think it's gonna have a profound effect on the state of education in South Carolina.
I forgot to mention this to you, and I asked Representative Celeste Davis this on Sunday when I interviewed her, but let me go to the Department of Transportation. Obviously, we've had issues recently with the Wando Bridge in Berkeley County and Charleston County, and she, along with a lot of other lawmakers, are basically saying, hey, we have confidence in Secretary Hall.
Doing a wonderful job.
What is the future of that department in your mind?
Well, I think, let me just echo what Representative Davis, Celeste is a great friend of mine, and I think the world of her in the short time that I've gotten to know her. But when I was first elected, Quintin, which was 8 years ago, since the time of Secretary Hall, we went through 3 directors over SCO DOT. 3. We just couldn't keep people in the position for whatever reason.
Okay.
Christy Hall has come in here, and she has done an outstanding job managing that department. She has streamlined bureaucracy. She's cut red tape. She has made the department more efficient. She's made the department more transparent. She's made the department more accountable to not only elected officials, but more importantly, the people of this state. And I think she's doing a great job. As we ramp up the funding that we desperately need in this state, which is the increase to the fuel tax, as we slowly ramp that up, you're going to see more safety projects done. You're going to see more bridges replaced. You're going to see more roads paved. And then we're going to address what we need as far as future growth and managing that. But Christy Hall has done an outstanding job, and I was very pleased that Governor McMaster, when he took over from Governor Haley, allowed Christy Hall to continue the job that she's doing.
And let me get back to Columbia. You talked earlier about vision, and you talked about the voters, and everyone's concerned about ethics in Columbia.
Right.
What is your vision of dealing with this issue?
as far as if you want ultimately to get ethical leaders, you have to. It's not something that it's something to me, Quintin, that you're born with it. Everybody knows what's right and wrong, but you got to be, it has to be something that dictates your life. And the way that we get rid of unethical people is we vote them out, first and foremost. As far as the what's going on, as far as the whatever you want to call it, probegate, the corruption and everything else, things need to be changed. And there are certain individuals that didn't like to do things the right way. They didn't want to do them the legal way. They didn't want to do them the moral way that you and I know needs to be done. And those people need to go. And if they break the law, they need to go to prison. And they need to be removed from office. So I commend Solicitor Pasco, who is a friend of mine. We went to the Citadel together. He graduated the year before me. But I commend him for the job that he's done. People ask me all the time, when's it going to be over? I can tell you when it's going to be over. It'll be over when David has exhausted every lead and every piece of evidence. And what we need to do on the House side, or is it not really on the House side, but as a General Assembly, we have ethics laws in place. We have strong ethics laws in place. And that was after Lost Trust 20-something years ago when we changed the corruption, the first corruption investigation. And now, as a result of what's going on currently in the State House, we ramped up our ethics laws, our transparency as far as financial disclosures and stuff. So we have to hold people to the laws that are there. And when those people that don't want to be bound by our ethics laws or by our code of laws in the statute, when they cross the line, they need to go. And they need to be prosecuted.
And from now until June 12th, tell me, how would you, and I'm a runner, but how would you sprint to the finish line as far as this primary?
I think you don't take anything for granted, Quintin. I've been fortunate enough that the voters have elected me 4 separate occasions to serve them in District 98, but I don't take that for granted. It's a gift that they have given to me and they've bestowed on me. I would continue to ask the voters of District 98 that if they believe that I have done a job and that I've done that with honor and that I've done with integrity, I'm asking them to trust me again. They've trusted me for the last 8 years, that I have my good intentions mirror what they want to see in this district. And I'm just asking them, when at the end of the day, when they compare my record, which is scstatehouse.gov, it's right there for anybody that wants to get on the computer, compare my record with that of my opponent, and then make an informed decision. I would ask that they, if they so see fit, to send me back to Columbia for another 2 years.
And when you take off your political and legal hat, at the end of the day, political and legal hats, who is Chris Murphy?
Quintin, first and foremost, I'm a family man. I've got a beautiful wife who has blessed me with two sons, 18 and 15. 18-year-old just graduated last week. He's going to college, the Citadel, in August. And when I'm done in Columbia, or when I'm done running the London law firm, you will find me spending time with my family. I can promise you that.
That is so good to hear.
At the end of the day, I'm a family man. And what I like to tell people, Quintin, is what you see is what you get with me. I shoot straight with you. You may not like what you see. You may not like what you hear from me. But at least you know when you ask me something, I am going to give you an honest answer.
Representative Chris Murphy, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Thank you so much, Quintin.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Likewise.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.